Well, joining us today is one of the biggest artists in all of Christian music, and we're so happy to have them as part of our Tip Jar event today. It is Luke from For King and Country. Luke, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. I first and foremost, I just want to say how good it is to see you guys, even if it is on the computer screen, because you guys are some of our favorite people in the entire world and have always been so kind and gracious to us. So good to see you all. Good to see you well, and very pleased to be a part of this.
Well, you took our line. You're one of our favorite people. That was our line to say, and it's more than a line. It's just the truth. So let's start off with this. I understand that we've all been shaped and changed by this pandemic in some ways, but I got a little nervous when I heard that you're now a cow farmer. What have you been doing other than buying cows?
Desperate times, desperate measures, folks. I'm just kidding. So we went up to Canada when all this craziness started, and we were going to be doing a tour across Canada. And I had said before we left for Canada to my wife, hey, we've got some land here. We finally got it fenced. We're going to get some cows at some point this spring. That was just the idea. At some point this spring. So we get 2 shows into our Canadian tour, and the tour gets canceled, obviously. At that point, it was like the world is shutting down. And so we came home, and on the way back, I said to Courtney, I was like, well, we might be getting those cows a little sooner than I anticipated because we got nothing else really to do. And so, yeah, we got 3 cows, 2 calves. We have a heifer who is pregnant, expecting a calf potentially actually any day. We're on this kind of adventure of raising cattle. I have the book, Raising Cattle for Dummies, and it's been a great resource for me. I really have it. I really do have it.
I cannot believe that's a book.
Amazon. Where else do you start? You can have conversations, but there's just certain things that you need to be able to look up. Okay, I see this with the cows. This is going on. What do I do? And so raising, awesome. I recommend it. If you're going to raise cattle, raising cattle for dummies is great.
Oh my goodness.
Lately I've been reeling, watching the nightly news. Can't seem to find the rhythm. Just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So somebody please pass the megaphone. I'll shout it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose. Let it move, yeah. Let it move. Let it sing joy, and I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move, yeah. Yeah, back when I was younger, my eyes were full of light. But now that I am older, I live at the speed of light. Feel like the cycle never stops. Feel like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So somebody please pass the megaphone. I'll shout it on the count of 3. 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose. Let it move, yeah. Let it move. Wherever you are, shout it out. Yeah, I choose joy. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move, yeah. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of night, oh, with you by my side, I'm stepping into the light. I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. I need the joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. I need the joy down in my heart. down in my heart. If you believe it, sing it out. Here we go, one more time. I need the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. That's right, down in my heart to stay. We can't hear you, sing it out. I need the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay.
You mentioned you were out on the road when all this kind of broke loose. Can you just kind of explain what that's like? I mean, you're watching the news and wondering if you're going to continue to go, and just kind of the how things came to a halt.
Yeah, well, we knew kind of when we were heading up to Canada that, this is kind of odd times. Who knows what's going to happen. And at that point, when we were heading up to Canada, we thought, there's a good chance they may put some stipulations in America, but there wasn't really any cases in Canada at that time. And so we thought, well, there's a chance we may just be able to do this tour and then we'll come back to America and, we may not be doing anything for a while. Well, as we go up, that was when they canceled March Madness, and that's when they started. And you saw that every 10 minutes, something massive was getting canceled. And then we got word, what we did one show in Ottawa. Then we had gone to Toronto, and I think we literally at midnight that night, we were the last event in Toronto before they shut in particular that city down to being limited to 250 people. And then I think, as we all know, basically I think days after that it was not 250 people, 10. And so that's when we started, where we headed. We just took the next street home.
Well, if there's an anthem for this time, I mean, you guys have just recently released it together, right? Kirk Franklin, Tori Kelly, you guys. Would you peel back the veil just a little bit? Did that project start before all of this, or was it birthed during this? Or, I mean, it's certainly well-timed. I'm wondering by who.
Yeah, no, that's actually been kind of the fun aspect of the story. Is we started writing this song 2 years ago.
Wow.
And we wrote the song for the album Burn the Ships, and we couldn't finish it, which is interesting. And it was just very complicated. The people that we were working with in LA, we couldn't really, they're good friends of ours. All of a sudden we'd text them about, hey, we got this deadline to kind of try and throw this song in the mix, and they wouldn't get back to us. And all of a sudden it was this song's not going to make the album. And so we just moved on. And so it kind of remained on the bench for a while. And I don't know if it works like this in radio, but, you kind of remember there's a good piece of content back there somewhere, or we should use that at some point. And so we picked it up about 6 months ago to we were going to do an extended version of our album. And we picked it up, kind of finished it. And then ironically enough, we were in Canada for those shows. I walked off the stage and I leaned over to Joel and I said, this is going to be a big deal. This song together is literally somehow, it's as if we wrote it today, and It's addressing all the things that the world is going through. We need to kind of fast track this, I think, and get this out in the coming weeks and months.
This is for the busted hearts. This is for the question marks. This is for the outcast soul, lost control, no one knows. Sing it for the can't go back. Sing it for the broken past. Sing it for the just found out. Life is now upside down. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. Can you feel it?
I can see the light whenever and wherever, just as long as we're together. Say,
We fall. We will fall together. I got you, my brother. I see you, my sister.
we rise, we will rise together. Together. We fall. We will fall together.
Take my hand. Help me stand.
When we rise, we will rise together. We will rise together.
Yes, sir.
Together we are dangerous. Together with our differences. Together we are bolder, braver, stronger.
Well, you have Tori Kelly and Kirk Franklin on the song, and I got to be honest. We understood when you partnered with Dolly Parton, right?
We did?
That made sense. But Sandy thought after Dolly, she was going to be the next female to duet with you guys.
Oh, my.
In regards to Kirk and Tori, the way that all came about was Kirk, I think I saw him, I think it was at the Dove Awards like 4 or 5 years ago. And he was like, what up, King Country? He goes, put me on the collab list. And I was like, yeah, man, you're on there. And I'm like, I don't even have a collab list. And they're like, yeah, we'll put you down there, of course. Yeah, of course. And so anyway, I remembered that conversation, and we've always thought, how cool would it be to have Kirk come on a project? Well, fast forward to this year, we're in the Grammys, and Kirk did a performance at the Grammys. And we kind of remembered that conversation that we had, and we were aware that we're working on this song together. And so it was at that point where we said, hey man, what do you think what about you come and mess with this song? And ironically enough, I thought that we were just gonna kind of have him do the hype stuff. He rewrote the whole bridge.
Are you
And
kidding?
so when he sent it back to us, I was like, I mean, bravo. I have no idea how this is going to fit in the song. And so we had to do some feng shuiing and actually got it to kind of fit in there.
Well, in my car, I sound just like Tori Kelly. I just want you to know. So I love what she adds to the song.
Oh, yeah. And she is just a loose friend of ours. She's closer to Joel and Mariah. I've met her a couple times, but she came to a show of ours in California, and we actually sung at that concert this song together. And so she remembered it. And, everybody's in the music world you're kind of busy with, maybe writing songs and maybe some things like this, but you've kind of got time, because you're not doing any shows, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so we reached out and said, hey, Tori, I mean, you heard this song, what do you think about maybe being a part of this song? And she replied back and said, I'd absolutely love to. And voila. I
understand one of your sons likes the Tori. What's the deal with your son and Tori Kelly?
So my son, I was driving with him the other day, and to be totally honest, together, and I've said this about some other songs, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but I mean, this song was 2 years in the making. This song, it has been so many hurdles. I think we've had 4 producers on it, so we've had to kind of fire 3 producers. I mean, it is a nightmare. It's just really, really complicated stuff. We only got clearances from all the artists to actually have this song be allowed to be sent to you guys and Spotify 2 days before it was released.
Oh,
I mean,
my.
It was crazy. Anyway, all that to say is crazy. So I'm still getting used to this rendition of the song in a roundabout way. I have not heard it 100 times. I've heard it 10 to 15 times actually finished. And so I was driving somewhere, and I had my middle son Phoenix in the car with me, and I played it. And so he's a drummer, and he bases the quality of a song based off of the beat. Always just talking about the beat. He says Dad, that's a sick beat. I like that song. That's what he's doing. So anyway, I play the song, and he gets through the end of it, and he goes, "Wow, she is an amazing singer. She's a lot better than you, Dad."
Oh.
What? Whoa.
And I'm and it's one of those things where I'm like, she's absolutely 1,000 times better singer than I am. You were absolutely right. But for him to comment on the song and somebody singing, he never does that. It's all about the beat. So for him, it's like, she's amazing.
It's also my theory that no matter what you do for a living, your kids think you're a dork. It does not matter.
Maybe so. But the only comfort that I have is basically when they're inside and they're feeling lonely, they want to listen to Daddy's song. So at least I'm doing some good with my life.
Wide awake while the world is sound asleep, and too afraid of what might show up while you're dreaming. Nobody sees you. Nobody will believe it. Every day we try to pick up all the pieces, all the memories, they somehow never leave us. Nobody sees us. Nobody will believe it. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. There's a kind of love that there's a kind of love. Keep a cover over every single secret. So afraid if someone saw them they would leave. But somebody sees you. Somebody will never leave. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. There's a kind of love that there's a kind of love. There's a kind of love that there's a kind of love. For the lonely, for the ashamed, the misunderstood and the ones to blame. What if we could start over? We could start over. We could start over. No, for the lonely, for the ashamed, for the misunderstood and the ones to blame. What if we could start over? We can start over. We can start over. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. There's a kind of love that there's a kind of love. There's a kind of love that there's a kind of love. God only knows where to find you. God only knows how to break through. God only knows the real you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows.
The main reason we wanted to have you on today was to say thank you. Today, this whole tip jar concept is, this has been a hard season, and the songs have been such encouragement to us. So we wanted to have some of our friends, you guys leading the way, that have helped us through a difficult time. And we want to say thank you, not only just verbally, but also an extension and some gratitude, and to say, this is a hard season for you guys and all of the people who rely financially on the touring and everything. Can you paint a picture that we may not see here in St. Louis of the impact of all of this on some of the people that you love and care about?
Yeah, so I think for all of us, we have about, when we tour, we have about, 20 to 25 people that work for us, which sounds just insane. It sounds insane to me. And there's just a lot of us to do the level of the size of things. It takes a lot of people. Well, I don't think prior to what's going on now, that any of us ever thought in the entertainment space or the music space or the music industry, any of these fields, would anybody thought, well, there's just going to be a moment where it all comes to a screeching halt and you can't do anything. Like there's no work at all. Usually if a tour gets canceled here for whatever reason, people jump on other tours.
Yeah.
Nobody's experienced this. I mean, I've certainly not. Where literally you're in an occupation that is kind of all of a sudden considered like a vulnerable occupation of, if it gets bad, we're just going to force you to not work. And so for all of our guys, they're musicians. They're guys that rely on being people that play music for a living. Well, they can't play music anymore. It just literally went away. And there's no other tours to jump onto. There's no other opportunities. And so, you guys know how it is. I mean, just to even change an occupation to try and figure out a way to bring in any type of money, whether or not you go do any hard labor, whatever it might be, it just doesn't happen that fast. And so a lot of our guys, it's been a really, really, really trying situation. And our guys, there's hundreds of more like our guys that are going through exactly the same thing, thousands.
Yeah, difficult for anyone to change careers, but when you have such a specific gift that is, been what you've done for a living all these years, and the industry's gone, what do you do?
Yeah, and that's the thing that we've just seen is, we have some of our guys like, well, what do you got? What are we like? What's the plan? What's the thought? And we've even had conversations of we're not even really sure what that plan is. We don't know. Like, we hope to be able to have concerts in July or August, but I mean, just like we talked about before the interview, is that realistic? We don't even know. It could change, in a week. It could change for the negative in 3 weeks, and we not be able to work for the rest of the year. That's what we're up against.
Well, today we want to just step into that space, right? You guys encourage us all the times with songs that help us get through our darkest times. And today we want to send the love back to you guys and to say thank you. And so we're inviting listeners to join in whatever their tip looks like, right? It could be a few dollars. It could be more than that. And the commitment is that we just want to make sure that you guys know St. Louis stands with you. We love you. We would love to see you next time you come to town, and we hope that sooner than later. But for today, we're going to do something that says we see you, and we want to step in and help meet some of the needs that are in the lives of the people that you know and care for. So that's what we're inviting listeners to do today.
Well, you guys are so sweet. We've heard, we've all heard the kind of narrative. It's one thing to say nice things. It's a whole other thing to actually do something. And we've had a lot of people reach out and encourage, be very encouraging and say nice things. You're the first people to actually do something. And so from the bottom of my heart, from our team to yours, we're very, very grateful that you would even think of us in this way. So thank you very much.
Luke, we have had For King and Country, obviously, at arenas. We've had you at Six Flags. We've had you perform in movie theaters in St. Louis.
Yeah, right, that's right.
Thanks for adding a Zoom call to the mix.
Exactly. Hey, I'm delighted. I've actually really enjoyed this Zoom call thing. I'm not gonna lie. Because interviews, you're just on a phone, and it's just so impersonal. To actually be able to see you guys, way better than a phone interview.
All right. How much are you enjoying this stand up? Are you in your PJ bottoms? Is that why you're enjoying it? All right. Good job. Good.
I came prepared. I'm not like that reporter.
Yeah.
Who didn't I'm a real professional.
Well, tell Joel we said hi. We are praying that we get to see you soon, that the next time you roll into town, we can get a big crowd together. And until then, we're going to cheer you on from here, but we are cheering you on. We love you guys.
Hey, likewise. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.